Good morning, Memphis. This is Chris Clothier, your host of the Grind Podcast. I've got another episode, and as you can tell, I am excited. I am ready to bring you another quality 15 minutes on a topic that matters, something that's hard hitting, helps you guys hopefully find some value in. Look, I'm excited today, and my intro tells you what my topic is if you know how to kind of put those two things together. My topic today is the differences in how we grind every day. And the fact that some of us grind one way, others grind another. You know, there's not one meaning to the phrase the grind. You know, when we're talking about what the grind is and what it means, for us, it's the philosophy, it's the belief, it's the idea, it's the approach to finding success, achieving our dreams, crushing our goals, all these little cliches that are sitting out there. But the reality is that's what the grind stands for. We told everybody a long time ago. Let me see if I still have it here. Hang on. I do. We told everybody a long time ago that the easy button belongs in the trash can, right? That there is no easy button to actually succeeding in business. There are no motions and potions. There's no pills you can take. There's no easy shortcuts. This ain't MLM, multi-level marketing, BS, none of that kind of crap, all right? The grind is about being willing to sacrifice what you want in the moment for what you want most. That's what the grind is all about. Do you have the perseverance? Do you have the energy? Do you have the discipline to do everything necessary that ultimately in the end, I will never give up what I want most for what I want in the moment? Each of us grinds a little differently every day. And I'm going to share some stories we did today about what I mean by that and how to kind of apply it and how to make sure that you stay energized and passionate about what you're doing, even if your grind looks different than mine and your grind looks different than a partner or your spouse or somebody else in your industry. You know, that when they talk about finding somebody to emulate or duplicate their efforts or duplicate, you know, what they're doing, it doesn't mean clone. It doesn't mean be exact, because not everybody's going to be the same. So let me give you some real examples of what I mean by that. When I was growing up, I benefited in a lot of ways of the family that I was raised in. You know, my dad raised us in a certain way of, you know, there's discipline around us. There is, we had our chores. We had the expectations of what we were expected to do. My older brother and I started working in the grocery stores when I guess we were 11 and 13, stocking shelves, bagging groceries, taking carts out to, you know, clients or customers, bags out to their car, running the carts back in. You know, back in the day when we owned grocery stores, my dad, you know, he had his own grocery stores out in Texas and convenience stores. There were no cart holders on the parking lot. You didn't have to have them back then because the expectation was no customer took their groceries to their car. We did. You know, when we got off from school, we would drive up to the grocery store and close the grocery store that night. My dad and my stepmom would be doing all the receipts and, you know, doing all the inventory, making sure everything matches up the way it's supposed to match up. My brother and I are helping. You know, once we're done bagging groceries, we're helping stock the store and get it ready for the next day, fronting the shelves, you know, learning all the lessons that our dad was teaching us, sweep the floors, mop the floors. There was take the trash out, no job too small for us. And we learned that part of the grind was do everything necessary to be exceptional. Do everything necessary to be better than somebody else is offering the same thing than you were the day before, whatever it ends up being. The grind was about, this is what we learned early on. The grind was about doing everything. There was no job too small for you. As I got older, I will not forget being in college and I worked part-time at our first grocery arbitrage company. That's what I did in college. And I had some good friends of mine. And I remember a fraternity brother that I got a job working there for my dad and at our company. And it used to make me so mad that my dad would schedule our hours on Friday nights. Like we would come into the office at 5 p.m. when everyone else is getting off, and we had data entry. And we would do data entry sometimes until 10 or 11 o'clock at night. And then we would have to show back up at 7 a.m. Saturday morning when the sales team was coming in, because we used to work 6 days a week. And they would have a half-day meeting every Saturday morning looking at all the data that we had entered the night before. And if any of the data wasn't correct, we would have to go back and make the corrections and reprint it and give it to them there on Saturday morning, which is why we had to be there. For me, I was like, this, I won't use the words, but I didn't like that very much. I mean, I wanted to be out having fun, enjoying myself. My friend was like, this is a job. I'm getting paid. Whatever they tell me to do, that's what I'm doing. I'm there. His name was Shane Taylor, good friend of mine, fraternity brother, and still massively successful today in the grocery arbitrage business because of his mindset back then. He understood inherently that the grind was whatever they told us to do, that's what we're doing. By always being available, by always coming in and doing the job the way he was supposed to do it, never complaining. Because, for Shane, he was like, look, we'll just go out at 11 o'clock at night. Big deal. We'll go out to the, whatever we want to do is in college, to college guys going out, meet fraternity brothers out in the town. We'll go have fun. And then we'll come in at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. We'll get an hour of sleep. We'll, get to the office on Saturday. We'll sleep in the afternoon. And true story. That's what we used to do a whole lot of the time. For me, I was ready to go have fun. I was grinding in other ways. I was grinding in other things I was doing there at school. I played college soccer. I was president of the fraternity. I was I was VP of IFC. I just had a lot of stuff I was interested in there at school. For Shane, his grind was, man, I'm just showing up here every day to work. The way that developed as we go forward into our adult lives here. Myself, I was raised in this atmosphere of an entrepreneurial world, and I was raised in this atmosphere of you do anything and everything that it takes. No job is too small for you. As I got older, I began to realize what I was really good at. I was really good at the communication side. I laugh because it's what I was doing in college. It's what I was grinding at in college. I was grinding at learning how to communicate and really effectively try and move people's positions on what they were thinking and what they were doing through all the organizations I was a part of as a leader. And I was learning how to move people. I was learning how to communicate effectively. When I come into today's business in here, I've got 3 partners, myself, my brother, my dad. My dad is still the same person he's always been. He will be the first at the office and the last to leave. He believes in it wholeheartedly. There's not a day that he doesn't want to come to work. Okay. I think it's more work for him when he's on vacation than when he's in the office, because he can't stand to not be in here, be a part of the atmosphere, be a part of what's happening. And he just loves getting here. He loves getting here early. He loves staying late. It's the way he's built. My younger brother, very much cut to the same cloth that my dad is cut to. Brett, he'll get here early. He loves the numbers. He loves the data. He loves behind the scenes. He loves the finance side of it. And they're both willing to put a lot of time into, the very intricate details of making a $1 billion company run the way it does. For me, my grind is completely different than theirs. I do not want to be in the office before 9 a.m. I love, and I'm going to say this, I don't mean that they don't, but I'm just saying, I really like the morning time. I enjoy the things that I get to do in the morning. I'm not, I get up early, but I'm not bustling and ready to get into the office. I like coming in about 9 o'clock. I don't have to stay late. I want to make sure that I'm getting like a workout in and getting the things in that I need to be able to, for me to be mentally sharp. But I'll be on websites like Bigger Pockets, which is a marketing website for real estate investment companies and investors. I'll be on that at 10, 11 o'clock at night, No problem whatsoever. I'll get on the phone with an investor from Hawaii at 10 o'clock at night because it's convenient for them on a time when they can speak with me. If somebody needs to hit the road and go out of town for, away from family for 2 or 3 days to be able to speak at a convention for real estate investors or for entrepreneurs or whatever it ends up being, I'm there. That's my job. That's my grind. My job is to communicate for us. And that can happen 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's not always happening inside the office, but there's nothing wrong with that. The biggest thing that I want any listener listening to this to understand is that whatever you do to, however you define, this is my grind. This is what it means to not have the easy button, that I don't want the easy way out. I want to make it easier to have success by doing all the hard things, all those cliches about doing what no one else is willing to do so you can do what no one else can later. I mean, they're real. I mean, that's a long way of saying it's all about grinding. It's all about getting in there and getting things done. But for each of us, it will be different. Some of you may like waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning and say, man, from 3 to 6, I am just humping it. I'm knocking it out. That's when I'm the most energetic. That's when I've got my brain is turned on. I'm really rocking and rolling. And others will say, absolutely not. Like at midnight, I come alive. And from midnight to 3, I'm in it. For some, it's going to be, my grind is surrounding myself with people that I can show and inspire to get all the things done that I need done, and I can lead them and I can do everything they can do, but I've got to surround myself with people. My grind is keeping everybody moving forward because it's the way that I grow what I'm doing. And for others, it's going to be absolutely not. I got 2 or 3 people that assist me, but I'm in the crunch of it every day. Like I love getting my hands dirty in my business. Neither one is wrong. They're both right. Your grind is your willingness to do whatever it takes, however it takes, to reach what you want most in life. The thing that we are the most passionate about. And so, by showing you that I was raised in a world where hard work mattered, but the way I define hard work is my willingness to take on any project that involves communication anytime, anywhere. My younger brother, he defines hard work by, man, I don't mind being in the office early. I don't mind taking meetings with banks and helping, with the financing and meeting with the sales team and to give you, insight into us. It's already been decided. There's 2 sons here, and it's already been decided that one day if one of us needs to ascend to be the CEO, it's not going to be me. It's not what I want to do. It's not what my specialty is. I could not grind out the life of a CEO. I wouldn't be very good at it. But Brett, he's going to be excellent. And so, that's the difference in how people grind and what it really means. If you're listening to this and you're wondering, man, I can't do what Chris does, or I can't do what, again, bring it closer to home. I can't do what my partners do, or I can't do what my spouse does. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What's your grind? What is it that you have to do every day that that no matter what, I'm passionate and I'm knocking this out? Like, this is what matters more to me than anything else. And if you will approach your grind that way, give yourself a little bit of grace and understanding that your grind's not my grind. And they may not always be defined the same way, but what it means a belief inside that I am going to do anything, everything, whatever it takes. I'm going to make this happen. That's what the grind is all about. That's the message we're trying to get across. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Grind Podcast. I'm going to do my best to always bring energy, to bring the best I can when I get behind the microphone. So I hope you appreciate that. And until the next time we meet, guys, commit to the grind. We'll see you.